Hey, Justin, Michael Grady, S Network. How you doing?
Doing great, thank you. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Just curious in a nutshell how it felt today to get out there on the basketball court, practicing, and what have these last few months been like for you, man?
These last few months have been different not only for me but for the rest of the world. It's been a tremendous battle to try to get with the team and just trying to figure out the right way to do things. And I commend my agent, Mark Bartlestein, keeping my mental and keeping my spirits lifted, knowing that we'll get through it. Sean and the staff here in Brooklyn helped out a lot as well. It's just a great opportunity for me to get out here today, and it felt good to get him up and down and to get some running in, test my cardio, and not as bad off as I thought I was.
Brian?
Hey, Justin. Welcome to the Nets, the Brooklyn Nets specifically. I'm curious, from the outside in, it seemed like this took a little while to get done. I'm just, following you on social. Could you just, I guess, take us through kind of the hurdles and steps that you had to go through to get to this point where you're practicing fully and you're cleared and you're part of the team?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great question and something that we wanted to try to keep in-house because we just weren't quite sure when we will be able to pass the protocols. Battling between negative and positive tests, battling between trying to make sure I got here and in the car service rather than the plane to continue to follow protocol. It was just a long journey. I spent 7 weeks. The first part of quarantine was with Long Island Nets, and we were about to play in Chicago. We got the news that everyone needed to go back, and from there, I kind of looked at it as a time to kind of take some time off and mentally rejuvenate because I figured that the season would be back sooner rather than later. Spent some time after that in Atlanta, where my home base is right now, and that's when I got the call. And then I quarantined there. Once I got tested in Atlanta, first positive, and then a negative, and then positive, and followed up with more back and forth results. Spent some time here in Orlando, outside of the bubble, about 5 days. To get everything kind of situated and pass the protocol with 2 negative tests. And, it was just a process. It was a process, and I'm just glad that I'm finally here.
Christian?
Hey, Justin, it's Christian Winfield with the Daily News. How you doing, man?
Doing blessed.
Good, good. When you look at this team, obviously Torian and Wilson are out. How do you assess the opportunity given that this team needs production from the position that you play?
Obviously, you see it, and you say you want to take advantage of the opportunity, right? Because at the end of the day, I mean, this is our jobs. This is something that we have to show up to and do every day. With me battling, going to the G League, and fighting to get back into the NBA with the 10-day here with the Brooklyn Nets. I saw this as a tremendous opportunity once I got the call to come play here in the bubble. And with respect with those 2 guys and what they've been able to accomplish so far in their careers, with Wilson as many years as he's been in, and TP being able to do what he's been able to do over the last couple of years, I have to take this as a personal challenge to come out here and try to help this team continue to build on something because they're on the way to something great, and I just want to be a part of it.
David?
Hey, Justin, David Aldridge. How you doing, man?
Doing great.
Man, hey, I just wanted to ask you, you've obviously put a lot of time and effort to get back into the league and get back with a team. And I just wonder what happens with that, or if there is that second of hesitation, thought, when you start getting back on the court and you're back with guys and you're sweating and doing all the things you have to do to play basketball, knowing that there's still this thing out there that seems to be so contagious and difficult to control.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you sit out some time, for me, it was about 9 weeks, I believe, before I got back to training pretty heavily in Atlanta. Whenever you sit out some time, you worry about making sure that you don't rush back. You worry about your load isn't too much and doing too much to get back. And Ronnie Burrell, my coach from the G League in Long Island, spent some time with me in Atlanta working for 3 weeks straight. And we did a really good job with that. My speed and agility, my strength training in Atlanta is really good. But at the end of the day, it's basketball. I mean, this is what we are born to do, in my opinion. I've been doing this for so long that hesitancy is gone as soon as I touch the court, feel that energy of other guys around me. And then at the end of the day, just being a competitor, just being able to go out there and compete and kind of letting your instincts take over. So it's a mental battle for sure, but one that I won't let win. It's something that I've had to continue to be resilient and battle through adversity. This is just another part of that journey and trying to continue to try to find more success in it.
Alex?
Hey, Justin, Alex Schiffer with The Athletic. Welcome back to the Nets, given I guess we saw you in January. Two-part question for you. You know, because you've been with this organization earlier in the year and also played with Long Island, do you think you have maybe a heads up more so than some of the other newer guys, given there is some overlap in scheme and terminology and all that? And you said you had back and forth test results. Did you ever experience symptoms, or was it just the mixed test results that was your issue?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. Being able to be with Long Island and Sean Fine and those guys, we ran a lot of similar things in the system. Today, Coach had some things on the board that I was very familiar with, and I think that gave me some of an advantage rather than having to overthink some of the terms, the concepts, the schemes, even the play calls. I think it gives me advantage being able to know those things and just brushing up my memory just like everyone else had to do here in camp. But came back to me pretty fast. These guys have sent over clips of video. I've been able to watch practices via live video. And so I've been able to kind of keep up. It's just a matter of building me up to that pace. And as far as symptoms, no, I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. Just it was a situation where you wanted to get tested because I wanted to get signed. There was interest drawn. I needed to get tested, and then I realized, there were some positive tests and things before that. So it was just a really weird and unfortunate situation. But once again, credit to Mark Bodelsee. I mean, he kept me positive and optimistic and kept my mental really good to prepare me to get here. And we worked together, and I'm glad it finally happened.
Last question for Justin. Bob.
Hi, Justin. Bob Windrum from Nets Daily. You normally play the 3. Going into this, have you been told what other positions you may be playing in this Nets small ball era?
Yeah, right away, Coach JV said you got to be prepared to play 3, 4, 5, and be able to play fast. Being able to stretch the floor, shoot the ball, get downhill, use speed and athleticism to our advantage. And it's once again, it's something that I'm very familiar with in the system. If you watch any of our Long Island games, I played 3, 4, and 5, depending on personnel. If Nick Claxton wasn't there or if Brody wasn't there, then I may have had to fill some time in at the 5. So being able to have that versatility, not only in my game and who I am as a basketball player, being able to have that in the scheme and the concepts of our offense was really important. I think it's given me an advantage.